Welcome to Thursday. We're back in Chateau Keir Smith. Just a few things first. We had a lady, Rachel. You came in. I don't know whether you watched these. I think you said you did. We had Halloween fabric come in. I think you were the one that was asking for it. We've got two different coloured cats. So it just says Midnight Magic by April Rosenthal by Thermoda. So it's come in. I love it. So I don't know whether you want to come back and have another look at it. So we've had and anybody else. Oh,
I think the gimbal just died. It ran out of power.
Oh, you're gonna have to hold it. Oh, hang on. Technical issues. Right. Alex has got a... Poor old Alex. I'll try and be as quick as I can today. We've also got... so if anybody's wanting to come in and get Halloween fabric, I mean, the cats are really cute. They're good for masks. If you wanted masks for going out and about by the end of October, now's your time to come and get them because people have started buying them. We also have had have you seen the new May Morris stuff that we've got in? I actually quite like that one. I'm not a fan of William Morris. However, when you pull it all out, sometimes the pattern and the colours are brilliant, but you know, it's not a rainbow. So the May Morris is called Spring Layer Cakes. The whole spring collection I think is quite pretty. So we've had the layer cakes in. We also have the jelly rolls, and we have I don't think we have charms. We might have charms, but and we've got it on the bolt. Okay, so come and have a look at it. Remember, we've still got 20% off this week. Was there anything else that came in that I need to tell you about? No. So, Daily Deal. The stilettos went well yesterday, didn't they? So today we have, what did she say? 7, wasn't it?
750? Might have been 7.
Ooh. We're going to go with 7, okay? The Daily Deal are these. Now these are like foundation paper piecing, but you do it direct onto the calico, okay? So it comes with full instructions, and it also tells you on there No, I think I'm going to need to go and get a glass of water. Give me that. And rather than you, would you mind getting me a glass of water? Yeah. Right, I'm going to turn you round. Hang on. No, that's...
If you just double tap the screen, it'll flip.
Oh, look at that. He's so clever. So, where are we? Oh, there we are. It's all right. Yeah, I had my finger over the over the lens. So the these are really clever. Okay, so you would do it direct onto the wadders. So this is like a crazy log cabin. This one. Okay, so you can see the numbers on here. So you would put your number 1 on there. So it's quilt as you go, really. And then your number 2. So it's stitch and flip. So they're all known by all these different things. There you go. Thanks, honey.
Upside down?
Oh, it was upside down. Well, it's a good job. You can do them either way. So we've got this one. this one is called Crazy for You. So Crazy Log Cabin. Then we have this one, which they also show you ways of doing it. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. Some of them, there it is. See, so this one is like, this one's the Hunter Star. Now this, I don't know whether you've ever seen Catherine's Hunter Star. I think it went up on the Giggles. Beautiful. I mean, she did it. She pieced it. But this one you would do straight onto the calico. So you can cut all your squares off. You put one in your bag when you're going away. Perfect holiday ones. So this one is Courthouse Steps, I think this one's called.
I think that's the quote behind you, right?
No, that's the Uneven Log Cabin. Which one's Courthouse Steps?
Is that the one behind you?
That's a log cabin. That's done with a scrap pack. That one. It's really cool. So we've got that one. We've got a Prairie Braid, which let me see if I can find out. There we are. There we are. We've got 2 of those. So that comes out in a braid, a bit like comes out like that. Okay. So you can see. I mean, we've got a couple of them there. We will endeavour to get them on deal of the day. They were £10.95 as a metre or a panel. Really, they don't come in meters. They just come in the panel. And we're doing them for £7. Okay, so that's your daily deal. So perfect, brilliant for taking away with you. You can use little scraps on there. There's no reason why you have to have go with a colour thing. A lot of them you could do with a jelly roll or a layer cake, and I've cut them down. So that's what your daily deal is. Right, brain in gear. We're doing letters, okay? So you can see here, I'm going to put them out for you here. All right. So those are the letters that I did. I don't know whether you recognise the word. It might be something that you lot might recognise. So, where's my bag? I started off with easy ones. Okay, so there's my easy ones. Where's the next one? Okay, now I was stuffing these at 1:30 in the morning, so they are not they're not sewn up, I'm afraid. So there's my S, my E. You can see how they shrink down, and there's my W. Now my W's, I think this might be a little long. They get a bit a lot of my patterns get a bit rude in the end. So then I tried something different. Okay, so these are ones with the gusset in. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the ones with the gusset. I'm going to do the S and show you how to do that. These are just cut 2 of these out, right sides together, sew all the way around and leave a gap. That's all you have to do. And you get the letter comes out quite simply. They're a little I'm guessing that's something to do with my sewing, not my drawing and my stuffing. Okay, so I thought they were quite cute. I like them. I chose a word that you might like. I haven't done other letters, but I am happy to sketch them out. So we're going to do the S. I also had I cut out some interfacing for somebody this morning, and while I'm cutting I thought, why didn't you put that on the letters? It would make them a lot easier to sew with. So we're going to sew with ones that have interfacing on. Okay, we are just going to do the S because I think that's probably one of the most difficult ones. My gusset, the bit that goes around there, I cut on the bias for the S because it's more of a curve. I didn't for these, but I think if you're going to cut bias, I would cut bias for all of them rather than just the S. So I'm going to show you how to cut bias, okay? Because I use nice like that. So let me just get those out the way. So I have a pile of SEWs now. Right, where should put all our rulers?
Here. Well, there's a square one there.
Yeah, I'll go with that one. Oh, the square one. Square one will do, I think. I think it's big enough. Right, come from by there to by here, people. Again, we're going with the 45-degree angle. Now so that I'm not wasting fabric, I'm bringing this one. This is the one I actually cut out of yesterday. So Sarah's tidied and I've just gone and completely wrecked her floor now. So you're going to line up your 45-degree angle. Okay, you're going to line it up on your edge. Now you don't want to do it so that you're cutting, into your folded edge, because you'll end up with a dog ear or a wishbone type shape. Okay, so we're going to line up our 45-degree angle, and you can see that by lining the 45-degree angle down your side of your piece of fabric, you get that lovely line. Once you've done that line and cut out that first cut, you can then fold it on that line so that it fits underneath your ruler, and then you're going to cut it. I cut it at 1.5, so it all depends on what size you want your gusset to be. That's cutting at 1.5. It comes down to 1. Okay, but you could make them fatter so that they stand up on their own. Okay, so I'm going to, do I go with the 2 this time? I'm going to go with the 2 this time. Okay, and we'll see whether that's any different. Okay, so I've cut that, and I'm going to cut another one for good measure. So who's there, Alex?
Give me a second. Quite a few people in. Liz, Suzanne, Linda, Meg, Catherine. A bunch of people have joined in.
Oh, cool. They're not saying anything I need to talk to about?
I can't remember where it was, but someone did ask how big the panels were.
Oh, how big the panels were? We'll pull them out at the end. Okay, I'll pull them out. Remember I said about don't cut it on your fold? That's why. Can you see that would have gone across the fold, so you end up with a piece like this. You don't actually make it any longer. So we're just going to cut that. When you sew bias together, you need to sew it on the bias. So you're going to layer it like that. Okay. So I tend to line up where it's been cut. Tend to line them up. Okay, and we're going to sew from top left to bottom right. Where's the Okay, so I think all the panels are a different size. I'm not certain, but we'll pull them out before we go. Okay, so you can see the different sizes. Right, I have sewn that one. Okay, that's one. And then we're going to keep going because I'd rather have too much than not enough. So any other questions?
How do if I could speak, how tall do you do the letters?
How tall?
Yeah.
I have done them so that they draw out on an A4. There's no reason why you couldn't expand them. I did it so that it takes less paper for you to print them out. That's just purely and simply why I did it at A4. I try and keep a lot of the pattern pieces, we try and keep to A4. That way they're easier for you to have them and deal with them at home. Right, we're going to cut 1/4 of an inch from your line. Okay, just snip off these dog ears like that. So, well, I was expecting 70-mile-an-hour winds. Has it reached anywhere yet? I know some of you are further west than us. Right, okay. So when you iron this out now, it should iron out, if you've done it right, sir, it should iron out in a line. Okay, so you just take it out, iron to one side. Oh, that's way out. There we are, like that. Now the pinning takes the time. Just cut that straight. Now we're only going to be able to sew it on one side, I think. I don't think you're going to want to watch me sewing all the way. Now if you treat it like you would a June Taylor, fold it down and pin it on there. I should have pinned one of them, shouldn't I? Live and learn. So because of the bias, can you see the stretch in there? It means that you'll be able to stretch it around a corner. So if it's just straight lines that you're dealing with, there's no need for bias, but it'll just go around the corner that little bit easier. Okay.
A lot of people are saying they've got wind, but not
They got
70
wind.
mile.
I get wind when I eat bread, so I try and avoid the bread. Yeah, there is wind out there, and I have to say it is picking up, because going by the wind rattling through the workroom in the shop, we've got the windows open, because by the time you've finished moving bolts around and stuff, it gets a bit hot and sweaty, it does. So I'm just pinning down and around. Okay, so if you remember, we're not here tomorrow because our cameramen are not here. Dave's actually got the day off now, but at the time that we decided, he wasn't having the day off, but he's had the day off because the dog's gone into the vets today. He's gone to have his nether regions seen to, and they've taken a biopsy for a lump. So we're fingers crossed he'll be fine. I was going to say something to you as well. What was I going to say? I'll try and get I'll send a photo to Sean about the raffle. I'll send a photo to Sean about the raffle. Maybe she'll there'll be another one on then. Probably be the end of the week, going into the next weekend, I think. I need to ring Carol. That's how I remember these things. There you go. Okay. Right. So, can you see where I'm pinning? I'm just taking a little bit, pinning. Taking a little bit, pinning. When I've got to the corners, I've sort of put in a dart. You're not going to sew a dart in. It'll puff out with your stuffing. Okay. So here, where you get to this bit, it's a little bit trickier going round. So if you cut into your seam allowance along your gusset strip, see, I'm just cutting tiny snips. Okay. When you then pull this around, it's very difficult to do it while you're trying to show somebody. You can see it will come round a bit. You do a little bit at a time, coming round. Sometimes you need to just manipulate. It all it tends to look a little curled up while you're doing it, but you get it all comes out fine once you've started stuffing. If need be, you can just put a little pleat in there. As you're going round. Okay. Any questions? Any comments?
One said, are you pinning it on the wrong side?
Oh, I am! Oh, well done. Oh. I want to be sat in my hot tub with a gin. Right, talk to me while I sort this out. So, anything there? I was just
really.
testing you. Just testing you. Oh, and I've done that quite neatly around the corners then as well, not the curve. One of the things that you could do is if you can't manage those curves, is if you can't manage the curves, make the curves wider. You know. So we're gonna do this again. I'll try and go quicker. Okay. No questions?
Nothing else has come in.
Okay. So we've talked about the weather. We discussed my favourite cakes yesterday. So talk to me, people. I just found Sarah in one of her nice posh dresses cleaning the kitchen. She's all dressed up and cleaning. That's posh, that is. I'm lucky I've got a cleaner. Love my cleaner. So we are continuing round. I wanted to show you how you sewed around the corners too. Okay, so I'm going to clip in here. Now there's no reason why you need to sew at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Give yourself more seam allowance if that's what you would like, and you can go round quite easily then. So we're just pulling this round. It will go because it's on the bias. Anything there, Alex?
Rebecca's also deep cleaning her kitchen, but she's not dressed up.
No. Right, going around the corners. Oh, I don't know whether you need to get that close. I like applique pins. See how small they are compared to... I remember when we had our question and answer, somebody asked us what our favourite thing is to use, and I still love applique pins, although I'm still quite keen on easy threaders. So Alex, is there anything that you'd like to see us make? Anything that you've thought I could do with one of those? No?
No idea. I wouldn't know where to start thinking.
I don't know. Is there anything, ladies, that you want? I've got an owl pattern I've been looking at, because I know somebody asked for an owl as well. So the W and the E are a little bit easier because they're more straight lines. So remember, as I said, when we get to the corner, if you sort of put a dart in it and pin that. So you could do this for a baby's room. If you've got a baby come in and you could do their name, you could write baby. You could find a font that you like on Word or on the internet through Google. There's plenty of places that give free fonts. So you could go to them and choose one that you like. And you just download it and blow it up. Just keep blowing it up until you get to the size that you want. So we're going round. Sorry, like I said, I should have pinned one side. I did think about that last night and then completely forgot this morning. So right, and keep going. Any news? Anything there?
4 ideas of what they want to see.
Oh, go on, tell me.
A laundry bag to hang off the back of a door.
Ooh, I like that idea. Okay. I shall have a look into that. I like to fiddle. I like to play around. I'm hoping that at some point I can rewrite the pattern view for the insulated bottle bag and get that, because I think I've remembered how I made it. So I'm going to clip into this to go around the corner. Another way of doing it is if you clip into that, but sort of straighten your curve out a little. and pin. So you can then move it round, straighten it out a little bit so that your raw edges meet there, okay, and pin. And then as you go round into there, you can see it straightens out a bit. Okay, any more ideas?
Something Scotty dog themed.
Scotty dog. Well, we did a dachshund. There are patterns out there for Scotty dogs, and we could certainly have a look at that. Any more?
That's all that's coming.
On Monday, I'm doing disappearing half square triangles. Now, I don't know whether you're like me. You end up with a lot of half square triangles left over after a project. So the girls who were on the course with me on the weekend, oh, it's Tom's lunchtime again. There's a lot left over on the all squared up quilt for you to be able to do. A disappearing half square triangle. You could do, if you've only got a few left, you could do it on a cushion. A bit large cushion. Right, I've got round to the beginning again. There we go. So we're here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue. Oh, look at that. It was almost perfect. I'm going to continue and I'm going to lay it over. Now, one of the things I thought I could do is, by doing that, you're going to leave a gap. I thought I can pull it out through that gap. That'll be fine. See how it's all screwed up now? So we're now going to sew round it. Should have pinned this before.
Oh, right.
So, over by there. Come over here. Come over here. Okay. Let's move that glass of water out. There we go. Right. I'm going to start where I started on here, if I can find the overlap. What are you done with the overlap, Alex? There it is. I'm going to sew that down first. There's no reason why you sew it down first. I just do. Okay. So I've got it on the, I've got it on a 1/4 inch. Now when I go round, I pick a point on my foot. Can you come over here a little bit? I pick a point on my foot to be the guide. I know that needle is a 1/4 inch away from each of these points as I'm going along. So I tend to pick here and I try and keep that on the edge all the way round. You know, as you're going around the curve and it comes off slightly, I try and do that. Okay, so right, where's my pin cushion? I'm gonna try and pin as we go. Take the pins out as we go round, because that way I don't get blood on the fabric. Like I say, don't worry too much if it's not a 1/4 inch. Just keep in mind that you've got another fabric underneath, and already I can't tell you how much easier it is with the interfacing on it. I did enough fight with it last night, so I think sometimes these patterns you need to make sure that there's nothing underneath it as you're going around. Sometimes you need to make about 3. It takes, especially if you're making it up as you go along, it takes a while for you to actually iron out what you want to do with your pattern. Unfortunately, that with the shop now open, this is one reason why we're going down to 4 days, is because we just don't have the time to be doing the the samples, really. Samples of things that we've been doing, they go on the website periodically. So if you want to buy anything that we've been making, then keep an eye on the website. There's a bit on there that says ready-made. I would think that would be a good one to say, ready-made. Okay, so we're coming around the corner. So one of the things to do is you do 2 stitches, turn, 2 stitches, turn. So, you know, just go round the corner, lift and turn. Okay. Slowly but surely. Any more ideas coming through?
Something with pockets to keep all my rulers in. Some are too large for the drawers I have. Maybe something I can hang up.
Oh, I've got so many ideas of that. I did a class where I did a bag. We'll do that again. I might do that as a Zoom class. We made a bag that you can take to class, and it takes your, not the big mat like Sarah's got on the table here, right? I'm getting very close to the edge here, so just keep an eye on it. I'm going to turn like that, and I've moved my dart from one side to the other. Okay, it takes less of a thing. I did a one that you can open it, and you've got a big pocket to put your mat in it, and then there's a long pocket for your long ruler, and there was a big square pocket for your square ruler, 12.5 inch. But I've seen other ones to go on the wall, so I can have a look into that for you if that's what you're wanting. There was one in a magazine the other day that could be adapted. I don't think it was for rulers, it was for smaller things. You could do that. I've been out and bought a peg butt board from the Swedish company. So that's what I hang my rulers on. It comes with hooks, and you can also have little tin boxes that can stick on, and there's trays and there's wire things, but I wanted it for my rulers, so I limited myself to some hooks and little square boxes. But look at the that one, that might give you a few ideas. Anything else?
Nothing much else has come in.
I will go back over it and answer any of your questions or things, because we miss so much using the phones. But I can certainly go through everything for you afterwards. Right, I'm going as fast as I can around these corners, okay? We're nearly there. So this would be when I find out that the bobbins run out, wouldn't it? Okay. Anything else there, Alex?
No, it seems comments have slowed down for the time being.
Okay, so we're coming round to the end. Seems a bit congested here. So again, we're going around the curve. And I think I'll keep an eye on it, because my bias is sticking over. So I'll make sure I catch everything on the other side. Now what I did yesterday, especially when you're putting the next bit on, you might find that it gets a bit thin in places when you're going around the corners. So before you turn it out, check, because you can always go back over that little bit. I think there's a pin in there and I can't find it. Oh, there it is. So are you going to come and see me tomorrow? Tomorrow is the last day of the 20% in the shop. So come and have a look, come and see me. Because I'll be on my own for a lot of the day, so I'm going to need the company. Not that I'm trying to sell you anything at all. No, not me. So don't forget the... Is that one? Oh, there we are. Okay, last stretch. Okay. Okay, so there's my S. Alright, now these corners, they can get a little bit gammed up. Alright, so if you put a little bit of a wiggle, that's what we do in the thing. I think I've caught that one. Right, I've just split the stitch there. I caught it. So I've got a hole. So we're going to go back to the sewing machine. It's going to be... I think I might actually do that one by... I might do that one by hand when I'm putting it together. So you... that corner went quite well, look! No puckering or anything. Look at that. That's cool. So you would clip now into your corners. So take that corner off there, and then you're just going to clip into all of your curves. Okay, like that. So you would clip into all of those. I would do the other side. I would put the other side on first, and then do all of that before you start turning it out. But when you turn it out, can you see this then? You need to, when you put the next side on, you need to leave a gap for turning. Like I said, I thought I could turn it out through that tiny little hole that I'd left there, but it wasn't to be, even without the interfacing. So I would then leave it like that. I would then put my S right sides together and then pin it around again. Okay, so you would just keep going round until you got to this. Then you're going to stuff it. All right, so I've left a hole here, and then you're going to stuff it. And then to close it, ladder stitch is the best way of doing that. So if I can find a needle, I had one earlier. Put a knot in it. Okay, and then if you come here, Alex, because I can. Okay. So what you want to do is you've got your crease, you know, your seam allowances all turned down. So you're going to, it's like a ladder. So you go into the curve of your seam, okay, into your fold, and pull it through. Where you came out on this side, you're going to go in on that side, okay, like that, and then repeat that. So you're going in parallel, Alright, you don't want too big a stitch, but it doesn't have to be tiny either. I mean, if you just do a big one, get the fluff out of the way so you can see. So when you pull it, that's left over from the other one. Okay, so you go in parallel and pick it up like that. While I'm just sewing and they're watching, any other comments?
Sandra said, I'll be there. I think I'd like to buy that Morris layer cake you mentioned.
Oh, right, okay. I will keep one for you. I think we've only had the one pack in. So that'll be 4, I think, is in a pack. Okay, so see, as you pull it, it disappears, and you don't see it, which is why you use the ladder stitch rather than a whip stitch. The only way you see it is I've got all that fluff. The fluff is from a duvet. We found that's the cheapest way of doing it, is with a duvet. One of the cheap duvets. You don't want an expensive one, but we used to use the toy stuffing. Sorry, Alex, I'm faffing that. We used to buy the toy stuffing in, but we found it's cheaper and it follows the same guidelines, you know, fire regulations and stuff. But like all fluffy things, it doesn't have to get in the way. See how just by pulling it, the stitches disappear. All right, so I would keep going and sew that one in. All right, so that's your. However, if you don't want to fuss with this, is that Esther around the right way?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
For me it is.
Cool.
I guess it would be the same for you.
On the W, I think I would probably take that down a bit. It looked fine when I drew it, but it just... So that's the ones with the gusset. If you don't want to bother with the gusset and you just want the letters, then just simply sew them together. Okay? Just simply put them right sides together. Make sure that you leave your gap for stuffing, and you still get quite a big letter. They won't stand up though. They'll be alright to pin to your pin board. Any questions on that before I go on to showing you the size on the panels?
Don't think so, no.
Nope. Okay. Well, that's good, because that means that I explained it sufficiently enough. Any questions, please do ask. Okay. Just putting those away so that I can put the panels out. Okay. Panels. Okay, any particular one that you want to see the size of, or all of them?
I don't believe it was mentioned. I think it just said how long were the panels.
Oh, with this one, look at the different ways, just by using colours, that you can, the different patterns that you can make. And it shows you how, just by doing one dark side and one light side, how you can change your panels, your patterns. So your panel is that. Okay, that's your panel. So it's about 1 metre. The panels are, I think that's the amount of fabric that you get, is about 1 metre. the amount of blocks on there are different depending on which one you choose. But this here, that there is your block. Okay? So we'll make sure that they go up on the website, and I will endeavour to get a picture of a close-up picture of the thing, and one showing a panel. Okay, so that you'll be able to make a decision based on that. Okay, anything else? Because I'm starting to witter now.
Don't think so.
No?
I was going to say, it should say on top of each panel how many blocks you get and what size quilt that makes.
Yeah, there you go. We will put that up on the... there we are. It does. There. Okay. So I'll make sure that bit goes on there as well. All right. I will take lots of photos this afternoon and make sure it's on there. And I'll see you Monday. Okay? Take care. Bye.